Hello, folks. Welcome to Behr NFL Week 3 of the 2020-2021 season. So far, so good. It's been good stuff, Rock. What do you think?
Well, fortunately, we don't gamble. But we killed the book. All right, we killed him.
Don't jinx us. Starting us off, this first game, we have Miami going right up the road a little bit to Jacksonville. I'm saying Miami's defense doesn't have any answers. Minshew, my man, is going to take this game. And Rock, what do you think?
Well, I think they've been in the red zone 7 times with 6 touchdowns. He's doing really great. He's got he almost beat they played 2 tough teams, and they could be 2-0, and I think they're going to win handily.
Handily, all right, I like them. San Francisco, they're pretty beat up. They're going to see the New York Football Giants, who's also beat up. They have no Bark left. It's going to be up to Danny Dimes to win it. I don't think that's going to be enough. San Francisco will win this game. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Bosa's on the IR. So has Coleman Benfoyle. Mozart's out. Jimmy G has an ankle. They're not going to tell you that he's not going to play. I don't think he's going to play. If the Giants were ever going to win one, even though they're banged up, I think the first 1 to 10 wins.
All right, so it might be an under. So
there you go.
We'll see. All right, Washington football headed to Cleveland. Cleveland's giving me a chubby this week because Chubbs looked unstoppable. The Washington run defense hasn't really had any answers for any of the running backs they've faced yet. I like Cleveland to win. Seven's doable. I think they can win by a touchdown, maybe 10 points. Rock, what do you think?
7 at home is good. Chubb and the other guy, Hunt, they rushed for over 210 yards. And Washington doesn't have an answer, and I think that Cleveland's going to cover the 7.
Alrighty, so we agree on that one. Next game, we have the Jets. They might be the worst team in the NFL so far. Well, it's remain to be seen. We'll see if they can handle Indy, who's giving 9.5. I think Indy's going to win this game. I think Indy's good. They're not great. I like them to win at home. We'll see if they cover the 9.5. Rock, what do you think?
I think they're going to cover the 9.5, and the Jets, although they have lost to Buffalo and to San Francisco, so they've lost to some pretty good teams, but Rivers is coming into his own. He's going to throw for 320. Yep. Indy covers the spread.
Yeah, he's definitely been airing it out. We'll see. Jets are struggling. So Las Vegas Raiders, Chucky. They looked really impressive on the nighttime game. They're going to see another team who has been surprising me, New England. New England, Cam and Edelman are finding a rhythm. They are looking good in the air. Cam's doing it on the ground when he has to, getting a first down. He didn't get the touchdown to win. I think that's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And I think this is a really big proving week for New England at home to go ahead and beat a team that's very respectable for the Raiders. I like New England to win this game. It's going to be a great game, though, Rock. What do you think?
Well, the Raiders have beaten New Orleans and Carolina, so right? Mm-hmm. New England. Here's why New England's going to cover. They couldn't get a hold of Russell Wilson. Carr played pretty well. Josh Jacobs ran well. They're going to game plan to stop Josh Jacobs. Carr doesn't have the wheels Russell Wilson has. I got New England by 10.
New England by 10. Okay,
yes, sir.
So
yes,
we
sir.
agree. We both like that. Patriots, Carolina, whose defense has gotten better, but no Christian McCaffrey. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. Los Angeles Chargers, they announced that Tyrod is supposed to get the start. I heard some interesting news about a punctured lung. I'm not exactly sure. The rookie looked pretty impressive. He was getting things done. Not a great game.
Picked out of Washington, he looked wonderful.
He looked pretty good.
He almost came back and won that game.
And I think the run game's gotten better. I like the Chargers to win this game. Carolina, maybe Bridgewater will sneak something out, but I don't think so. Chargers to win, Rock. What do you think?
I like the favorites to win again. Chargers by 6.5. They're going to win by 10.
Alrighty. Moving on, Tampa Bay, who got 5 sacks last week. And Fournette looks like he's back in his top form. He looks like a rookie Fournette. I like them to run all over Denver and Mile High. Denver's looking good, not great. So I think Tampa Bay's going to take this game, Rock. What do you think?
Drew Lock's out. This guy Driscoll looked pretty good. He almost came back and won the game, but their wide receivers out, and you just got to think Tampa Bay, they're getting in the groove.
Yep. I think Gronk's due to have 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he hasn't done too much yet.
That's
a 6-point game, and I'm pretty sure by game time it'll be 8.5. But I'd take the 6 right now for sure on Tampa. Yes, sir.
Alrighty, Houston Texans, the 0-2 Texans. They don't have any hop in their step, if you know what I mean. No Hopkins. I think they're missing out. I think Pittsburgh, Blitzburg, and Juju and Ben are going to take this game. They're going to win convincingly, and I think Houston's going to go 0-3. Rock, what do you think?
I've got to say this. Fuller's got a hamstring.
He's always hurt.
How many games has he missed? A bunch.
More than he's played.
They don't have their star. Pittsburgh's beaten Cleveland and Denver. First game of the year, Cleveland, they didn't have their stuff together. That's a 5-point game. I would have to take Pittsburgh, but I'm certainly won't be calling it in on the phone.
Sure, certainly. Alrighty, the next game is Dallas going to see Seattle. Dallas, lucky win. Dak got it done in the air. Zeke, put his shoulder down and run somebody over. I think Atlanta gave that game away. Bad special teams. But Seattle's not going to make the same mistakes. Seattle's on a great rhythm. Russ is looking like an MVP season again.
Absolutely.
Metcalf looks unstoppable. I like Seattle to win this by 10, Rock. What do you think?
Don't forget about Lockhart and that rushing game.
Yep.
They had 154 yards against that great New England defense. A lot of it was Russell.
Sure.
But I don't think Dallas can stop him. I think he is the MVP, Russell Wilson. The 4 points is a joke. Put on the saddle and ride it into the Seattle Ocean. These guys are going to get killed.
Ride it into Seattle protests.
Yeah.
Tennessee going to Minnesota. Tennessee is probably the best play-action offense in the NFL right now. Henry hasn't had a season like last, but I think this might be his chance to break out because Minnesota is not doing well to stop any opponents on the ground. They're really missing Diggs. That's been pretty apparent.
A fact, yeah.
Kirk Cousins is in his own head. I don't think this is their chance. Dalvin, he needs to have a big week or they're done for at halftime. I'm taking Tennessee. Rock, what do you think?
Well, there's one thing I want to say. There are 2 quarterbacks that should give the money back. One is Kirk Cousins. One is Carson Wentz. And I'm thinking this. Although, let me say this. Tennessee's won both of their games by a field goal. Once against Jacksonville and once against Denver. So Tennessee's not that good. But Clowney came on. He's building that defense. And let's see, that's a 2-point game. That's a joke. Tennessee wins and covers.
All right, Rock. Introduce Detroit, Arizona for us. Tell me what you think.
Okay. Detroit 0-2. Matt Stafford, I'd say give the money back, but you don't have very many tools. Galladay's supposed to be back. He has led the league last year with 11 touchdowns. He's a favorite receiver. They're at Arizona. Can they tackle Kyler Murray? I don't think so. Arizona hasn't really. Well, they beat San Francisco when they were semi-healthy. I've got to take it's 6.5. I'm still going to take the favorites. I'm a favorite week. I'm taking Zona minus 6.5.
Alrighty, so we agree. I like Arizona. Kyler's looked good. He looks like he's getting things done on the ground. He's pretty elusive. He's that short and slick. He kind of has glimpses of Michael Vick. And he's keeping it honest in the air. He's not making silly throws. He's playing smart, and also Drake's looking good on the ground. Matt Stafford had a good couple weeks, but he's still not on firing on all cylinders.
He's got his good guy back now, so maybe that'll be a little bit of a difference.
We'll see.
That 6.5 just might be.
I think since they're traveling west, Arizona will take the game.
So do I.
Yeah, already. We got the Bears going to see Matty Ice and Julio, Atlanta in the Georgia Dome. I think this game is going to be interesting. They're going to be putting a lot of pressure on Matty Ice. But I think Atlanta, they're ready to get a convincing win under their belt. I don't think the Bears' offense can keep up. I think if Atlanta gets to 21 points, they're going to win the game. Rock, what do you think?
Well, they should have. Atlanta's just got to be crushed with that silliest onside kick we've all ever seen. I think that I'm sorry to say, I just don't think the Cowboys are very good. I don't know if it's Mike McCarthy, whether it's the defensive backfield. I see Atlanta putting up about 35. They've given up 38 and 40 points this year.
Yep.
So the Cowboys are going to put this one. You can go over, and I am going with Atlanta.
All right, Atlanta. So we'll see. The game could go either way. Defense. Might do something interesting. All right, one of the big NFC showdowns. Green Bay marching down to New Orleans. I think Green Bay They had 4 sacks last week, so they're off. Their defense is getting to the quarterback. I don't think that's going to matter. Drew Brees is too smart. He allowed 0 sacks in their loss last week, and I think this is a chance for him to get in rhythm. They missed Thomas, but I think we'll see Calvin Kamara get out there and get the job done. However, I like Aaron. The duos. I'm taking Green Bay to upset him. Rock. What do you think?
There's 3 A's. There's Aaron, and
Adams.
And I like, I'm sorry, New Orleans. Drew Brees' quarterback rating is 93.5. That's about 25 points less than he's had, probably because he doesn't have Thomas. And you got to stop Kamara, which the Packers, last year they had this great defense. Aaron is 6 touchdowns with no picks, so don't look for the Packers to make any mistakes. Look for Drew Brees to make one. The line went from 6 to 3, so everybody likes Green Bay, and that includes me to cover.
Alrighty, so we got that going on there. An upset. Cincinnati Bengals are going to see Wentz and company. Wentz is cold. I think they need to run or they're going to bust. Cincinnati, I like Burrow and Mixon have a breakout game this week. This is another upset I have. Cincy to win outright, Rock. What do you think?
Well, the Philly defense isn't what we thought it would be. Wentz is what we expected him to be.
Yeah,
2 picks each game. I think that's the stat.
And there's a bunch of bad balls.
Burrows doesn't have an offensive line, as we saw when they played Cleveland. Not too much of a running game, but I'm gonna. Boy, Philly's giving them 6.5, 6.5. I would have to take Cincy. Go Burrows. We're pulling for you, buddy.
Yeah, he threw the ball 64 times against Cleveland, so
they barely ran the ball.
Yeah, I think they give the ball to Mixon a little bit more. So we'll see. We have the Rams headed to Buffalo. Allen has looked the best he's looked yet. They really are liking Diggs on their team. That's their best pickup. They have Brown. They have the running game. They don't even need to use it yet because they've always been ahead so far. And the ground game has just been for clock management. I like Buffalo to take this game at home and go to 3-0. The Rams, the run defense has kind of been their weakness. They're getting to the quarterback, but they're not stopping the run. So I think Buffalo will win this game, Rock. What do you think?
Well, I think this is probably going to be a better game than Monday night. You got to keep in mind Seattle's 2-0, Arizona's 2-0, the Rams are 2-0, and here's San Francisco at 1-1.
Yep, the West.
So they're in trouble, but they better beat the Giants. Going back to this game, I will say this: Josh Allen surprisingly leads the NFL in yards passing at 729. Mm-hmm. Now the Rams' defensive backfield hasn't really been tested.
Ramsey. Ramsey on Diggs.
Goff's due for a bad game. I'm taking Buffalo, given the 2.5.
Alrighty, headed on to Monday night. Maybe a Super Bowl preview. Kansas City Chief, Patty and pals are going to see Lamar and Baltimore. Lamar is looking like an MVP season again. He's getting things done in the air, and then he didn't have the best game on the ground last week, but that's to be expected. He's not going to always run for an average of 10 yards. I think they're the number 1 team in the NFL. They have a great defense. Kansas City, they barely beat the Chargers. They had that nice three kicks in a row to win that game 23-20. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a great game. Monday night, a lot of eyes on this game. I like Baltimore to win. A close one. I like that 3.5. I think I'll take the extra points with Baltimore, tease it down to get 2, because I think it might be a 1-point game here, Rocky. What do you think?
Teasers, people. All right, yeah, he did pretty well at teaser. So did I. What do I think? I think Kansas City, it just doesn't seem to be snapping. I mean, Mahomes is that clutch guy. And fortunately, there's no fans, because if there were fans and the game was in Baltimore, Baltimore would win for sure. This one is a coin toss as far as I'm concerned. The MVP versus who should have been the MVP, that's debatable. But these guys might meet again. Certainly right now I'm taking Baltimore to play Seattle in the Super Bowl. That's my pick. I think I picked it earlier, but I don't remember. But I didn't think San Francisco would be this banged up. But anyway, guys,
thanks for tuning in this week. Comment down below and tell us if you agree with us or not. And tune in next week for week 4, and we'll see how we did, y'all. Thanks.